This Ranger right behind me is not a Ranger Raptor, but it costs almost as much as one. I'll include a link to the Carl Malone Ford's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a 2.7 liter turbo V6 that goes through a 10-speed. Fuel economy is 19 around town, 23 on the highway, with power outputs being 315 horsepower and then 400 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now, this Ranger's finished in the new Marsh Gray color, which is pretty cool looking. You've got the upgraded performance LEDs because this is built off of a Lariat, and it's got the blackout package, so the Ford logo, the grill's all blacked out. Fog lights for this truck, and then the bottom section here is also blacked out. I will say, it does have a cool look with the blackout package. Tire and wheel setup is 255 by 65 by 18. The wheels are also blacked out as part of this package. You got this body painted fender flare here, and then you got the Lariat badge there on the side. And then elements like the mirror caps and the door handles are body painted also, keyless entry. Now, unlike a Raptor, this is leaf sprung, and then you got the blacked out FX4 decal. So when you put it all together with the side profile, pretty cool looking. Now taking a look at the key fob, we've got the Ford logo there. We have our lock and unlock function, remote start as well. With the tailgate, you got this little handle to open it up. It is dampened, so it slow lowers. We have an outlet in the bed. We have protection from the factory as well. We also have a ruler on the tailgate, and the tailgate itself is very light. Got the new taillight design, again, blacked out Ford logo, and then you've got the nice satin finish on the bumper. So not as cool as the Ranger Raptor in the exterior, but good looking truck. Let's pop inside. You get nice soft touch trim here on the door panel in the back. And the Lariat gives you the nicer seats as well. Now, being a mid-size pickup truck, not a crazy amount of legroom, but I do get little storage pockets, and got some charging ports and some storage down below too. And then headroom back here is pretty good. And here's your viewpoint of the front from the rear. It looks like we got the little keypad there. More soft touch trim at the top and the bottom section here on the front door panel. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. We also have our memory seat function, and then the mirrors themselves do power fold in. 1,364 pounds of payload. Again, you've got the nice upgraded seats here with the Lariat package. Power adjustable with lumbar support. Passenger also gets power adjustments with lumbar support. All of our light controls here, including the fog light control. Trailer brake controls right next to the engine stop start. More soft touch trim around the steering wheel with some blacked out trim at the very bottom. Practical controls in the front for the center stack phone controls. On the left hand side, we've got our cruise control with our volume and voice command controls. And then just regular stocks here on the back. Now, just like the Raptor, you get the full digital gauge cluster, very customizable in terms of what you can display here in the center. And speaking of display, the camera doesn't focus, the drive modes will also display. The Lariat comes with both on-road and off-road drive modes as well as a tow mode. We do have a 360 camera system here, good resolution overall. There's also that off-road camera view. This does have a rear locking differential and off-road cruise control. It is controlled via the infotainment system to turn that on or off. Now, there are physical climate controls below the infotainment system, but then there's digital versions just up above with the controls for the heated seats and heated steering wheel. This does not have cooled seats. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system itself, it responds quickly, so it's easy enough. There is more nice trim across the dash, and this actually has a top glove box as well as a shelf and then a lower glove box as well. Some USB ports and a wireless phone charging pad. Shifter here for the 10-speed, you got your plus and minus, so you can shift the gears yourself. Comes with a parking assist. You can turn on or off the display control as well as the auto stop start, and that's just your shortcut button for the off-road page. Just a part-time four-wheel drive system. Does have trailer backup assist, and then your drive mode select is also built into that. We do have a nice center console lid, and then this button right here is for the power sliding rear window, which that's always a nice feature to have in a midsize. There you go, 2025 Ranger Lariat 2.7, $55,045. Let's see how it performs. Well, the almost as expensive as a Ranger Raptor, but not Ranger Raptor, Ranger. I'll give my take on Ford's. I do think that Ford does have a slight misstep on packaging with the new Ranger, and yeah, I'll say what I think their packaging should be. See if you guys agree with me or not. Now, this is actually, again, this is a nice truck, right? You got the V6, you've got these nice upgraded comfortable seats, it's got a rear locker. It's a capable rig, don't get me wrong. Like, this V6, great power, smooth too. This dealership's at about 6,500 feet above sea level, so you're gonna have a little bit of power loss, but the turbocharged engine helps stave off some of that. But yeah, the suspension's comfortable. The truck is, and there's a little bit of wind noise, but it's relatively well insulated. It drives well. Like, it's a nice truck. It's just too expensive. When you take into account the Ranger Raptor has a front locker, live valve, it's got cooler looks. You can fit bigger tires underneath that because of the wider fender flares. And it's coil sprung in the rear, so it's gonna be even more comfortable with the ride. It just, the Ranger Raptor's a very overbuilt mid-size pickup truck, and so yeah, it makes this a little bit of a struggle in terms of justifying, because it's like, man, you can buy this for $55, or you can spend just a little bit more, $57, and get a Ranger Raptor. Now, I understand that Ranger Raptors are going to be MSRP or above in a lot of cases, and this is, you know, probably going to be under MSRP by a little bit, but even then, it's still too close. And the Ranger Raptor has the better V6, way more power. Like, this is good. Ranger Raptor's way better. So, here's my thoughts on Ford's packaging. I think the Ranger is one of the vehicles that Ford actually does a pretty good job with packaging overall. They have the base model, so keep the base model. And then with the XLT, I think they've also done a pretty good job with the packaging there. I think it's great that they offer both the V6 and the 4-cylinder, and that they let you kind of customize a little bit. Do you want some off-road stuff? Do you want it to look cool on road? So I think good job there. The only thing that I'll say is the XLT needs to have two things: heated steering wheel and push button start. That's it. Just add those two things, and then the XLT is perfect. Now, when it comes to the Lariat, I don't think it should exist. Luxury mid-size pickup trucks make zero sense, because people that buy mid-size pickup trucks care more about performance, capability. People that buy luxury trucks, they're gonna go full size because they want the long wheelbase, the comfort that comes with that too. So get rid of the Lariat and offer a Tremor, but one package only. So the Tremor comes standard with the V6. It has basically all these features of the Lariat, but here's the catch: 50 grand. It's got to be 50 grand, because if it's more than 50 grand, it's too close. Again, with the Ranger Raptor, it's too close in pricing. It could maybe be 51, maybe 52. If Ford did that, that would, the lineup would be perfect. But yeah, I mean, you look at it, XLTs sell, base model Rangers sell. These Lariats don't sell. They're just, again, everyone, myself included, looks at this and goes, I'd rather buy a Raptor. I'd rather wait. Whoa, didn't expect that to spin out. I'd rather wait to be able to get one of those than get this truck that has, again, like I said, a lot of inferior components when you look at compared to the Raptor. So let me know your thoughts.